My name is Kara Pack, and this is Module 16, Case Study, Parental Apathy. Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. 1A, what do I know? I know that there currently is a lack of apparent community involvement in the school, although there once was in the past. The head principal has accepted the current situation, whereas the assistant principal would like to make changes. The principal is hesitant but somewhat willing to let the assistant principal try to form a parent advisory group. 1B, what do I need to know? I need to know when and why did the parents stop being involved in the school. Being able to find out why they stopped will help us not repeat the same mistakes again in the future. I also need to figure out who is willing and able to help rebuild this school community relationship, both internally and externally. Which staff members are willing to reach out and help network with and to bring community members in, and what community members are willing to reach out to other neighbors and people in the community and get them more involved in the school. And I also need to find out, is there even an interest from the community to be involved in the school? 1C, what is the problem? Currently, there is a very weak or non-existent school-community relationship, and the head principal doesn't see a point in trying to reestablish the relationship. He's comfortable just with the status quo and not having the parents be a part of the school. He feels it's easier that way and it wouldn't be worth his time to try to reestablish that relationship. And the parents are showing a lack of interest. They're not taking any initiative or asking to be involved within the school. Category 2, a proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies for implementation. My plan of action would be, first of all, you need to continue with the initial meeting even though very few parents showed up. Ask those parents, what happened to the previous PTA, PTO groups? Why did it dissolve? Why are they no longer active in the school? Also, conduct an informal needs assessment of the parents. What do they need from the school? What can we do to help build that relationship? And then start building that relationship with the community. Members of the school, the vice principal, the principal, the staff, they need to be visible in the community, at the grocery store, at the gas station, in the neighborhoods. And we need to provide opportunities for families to come into our buildings. The more they come in, the more comfortable they're going to be. And ask staff for their help in maybe identifying parents who would potentially be interested in forming a parent advisory committee. Strategies for implementing that plan of action. We need to strengthen the communication with the parents, and this can be done by increasing the frequency, how often we communicate with them, and the different modes. There needs to be a variety, not just word of mouth with the students. There needs to be email, phone calls, social media, text, Facebook. There are all kinds of apps that parents can download on their phone for communication as well. We need to schedule a school community night, whether this be a school carnival or a fundraiser at a local restaurant or a feeder night at the high school game where each elementary building has a night where they are celebrated at the high school football game. We also need to schedule a second meeting for that potential parent advisory committee, and we need to promote it. We need to let parents know well ahead of time when it is and why we're having it, and we need to constantly be communicating this with the different modes of communication, letting them know. And we also, throughout this whole process, need to make sure that we keep the head principal involved. Category 3, resolve the issues based on promoting the success of all students. So what is best for all students? Obviously, having that school-community relationship will make the mentality change from just the school to our school. They're going to start to have ownership over what is happening in that, and that's ultimately going to be what's best for students, is if we can come together and work together for them. Once you have that relationship built, then you can have the community and the parents involved in the creating, the implementing, and the monitoring of these shared missions, visions, and goals that will help students achieve. And it increases resources for both the school district and the community if they can have a mutually beneficial relationship with each other. 3B, the resolution to the problem. By having this shared vision for our school, the parents will no longer feel that the work of student success all lies on the educators, as the principal thought. And by promoting communication via these different outlets, not just the word of mouth, it will make parents more aware of what is happening in the school. Knowledge is power. They're going to feel, once they're more aware of what's happening, they're going to be more comfortable in being involved. And involving the staff will allow administration to identify potential leaders in the building who are willing to step up and help create this relationship. Category 4, debriefing and reflection. Throughout this case study, I was thinking the assistant principal is a huge asset to this building. She has strong ideas, good morals, and she needs to be able to act on those. And the principal's assessment of the parents not wanting to be involved, I'm not sure that it's absolutely correct. I'm guessing that they might not know how to be involved, not that they don't want to. I was feeling concerned that the head principal doesn't see a value in having a strong school-community relationship. And I was valuing the courage that the assistant principal showed in not giving up, standing by her convictions and knowing that how important it was to build this relationship. Even though it's her first year in the job, she didn't let it go and she kept working, talking to the head principal about how important it was. Current unresolved issues that still exist, will the principal allow that assistant principal to continue to lead the school in building a relationship with the community? And will he join in on the effort? Will the parents respond to the changes that are implemented, and will they become more involved? Will the staff help cultivate and support this movement of building a relationship? And once they build a relationship, can they build one that's strong enough to last with changing staff, especially in the administration capacity? If that vice principal leaves, will that relationship that's built be strong enough to withstand those changes? Category 5, the Standard 7 reflection. Promoting the academic success of every student. Once you become more visible in the community and allow them more opportunities to be in the school, that will help build the relationship. And once you have that relationship, you can create and implement and monitor those shared mission, visions, and goals, which will ultimately lead to the success of every student. An increase in communication with parents will allow them to take a more vested interest in what is happening in the school. That knowledge will make them feel powerful and like they have a say-so in what is going on in the building. Promoting the personal well-being of every student. A strong relationship with the community can bring in more resources for students. It can food donations, clothing donations, school supplies, and money for the school and for the students. And the families will feel valued by the school by being involved in making the decisions. If you have a parent advisory committee or a PTA or PTO, we're valuing their opinion. We're taking it into consideration and making these decisions with them. And the staff will feel valued by the families. They won't feel like it's all on their shoulders anymore. Promoting the communities of engagement for families and other stakeholders in the school community. If you have a school community nights, these can be informative and engaging for both families and the school, and it will help strengthen that relationship. And a strong relationship allows for transparency, and which builds trust. The school community can see that not one can fully function without the other, and in order for the school and the students to achieve at their highest potential, you have to work together. And that is my Module 16 case study. Thank you for listening.